Hello everybody. In this video, we'll try to understand how the Yuga shift is happening right now. So, the water element is playing a vital role. I am seeing every day. I'm sensing it. It's just because the Pisces sign is heavily activated. That activation is a kind of never before kind of an activation. And see the friction, the kind of friction occurred between India and Pakistan the other day. I'm seeing the water element is playing a vital role, right? You would see the treaty made by you know uh, India and Pakistan. You just see the news, and now it's flooded with water. Pakistan, that area is flooded with water. See, it's a very minute. It's a very minute thing of astrology. When our Vedic rishis clearly mentioned, what is Pisces and how the oceans are going to play a very vital role when heavy activation of Pisces happens. And in our previous videos, we discussed so many things and how these planets are tracking our karmas and flushing away all the karmas, flushing away all the karmic baggages. It's just beautiful. The kind of play that is happening in the universe is clearly governed by some forces. And throughout this year, see, year in the sense, in my context here, it is from April 2025 to April 2026, and that is the year, that is the Vishwavasunama Samvatsara. And I am telling you, the world leaders who have done bad till now will be severely punished. And the punishment is it's a never before kind of punishment they would experience. And God has given human birth to them, and some of the bad world leaders are doing nonsense, and they should be punished like anything. And Lord Sri Krishna also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita many a times, whenever there is unrighteousness, when it is going to its peaks, he would come and kill them, kill the unrighteousness. And that is going to happen this year for sure. The God will make these bad people into ashes. And what they are doing for the people, see, when a person is becoming world leader, he should have control on his ego, he should have control on his anger, aggressiveness, and all the unnecessary emotions. He should be able to control. And a world leader having no control on his emotions is a bad world leader, and he should be punished. And because of his unnecessary emotions, the people are suffering. And see what these people think, they think there is nothing beyond them, and as they become world leaders, they can do anything in any which way they want. This kind of behavior is going to be clearly addressed by God, and they will be punished like anything. The punishment would be very, very severe. And see what kind of roads they are constructing, what kind of infrastructure they are providing, what kind of jobs they are providing, what kind of education they are providing. Some of the countries, I'm talking about why there is a lot of corruption, and what they are thinking. They can keep on doing corruption and nobody would punish them. If they are in that imaginary world, they will be made into ashes. And this is the year where all the world's bad leaders would be crying like anything. And the more they cry, the more they would be punished. And in some of the countries I'm talking about, see, what about the education of the children? What about the education of the people in their country? They're not taking care of it. Why they are not taking care of it? And then why they become leaders of that country? No proper roads, no proper education, and they are allotting crores of money to education. And why the government schools are not doing well? Why the right people are not in the right place? And why the roads are in that way? What they are doing with all the money? And they are allotting lot of money for health. And what about the government hospitals in those countries, in those the corrupted countries? They should be addressed and they should be punished. And see, for so many years these are all addressed by several people. So many protests they did, and so many things happened. But this is the time of punishment. So, and the punishment would create history. And water is also playing a vital role here. So clearly the planets are giving a clear indication that water is here to punish you. To punish, see, that means the Panchabhutas, not only the water I'm talking about, all the Panchabhutas would punish the bad people for sure. They're continuously tracking, right? And but this year, there's a water element is going to play a very, very vital role because of the heavy Pisces activation. And of course, these wars would be continuing to clear up the scrap, to clear up all the mess, to clear up, all the karmic baggage. It's a purification process. And how the oceans are behaving this year. Every week or every day you can observe. Going forward, you may observe every day, but every week we would be talking about ocean, water, and it's something like it's not a peaceful thing. We're talking about it. Somebody is drinking water, somebody is getting some kind of water facility. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the heavy karmic baggage associated with the world, and how water would be playing a very vital role in clearing up, or at least planting a seed to clear up all the karmic baggages, all the, you know, unnecessary crap, and how it places a very vital role in the purification process. And I hardly see the news, sometimes I see, and you know but the first time before just this spices activation began, I saw this Sunita Williams landed in ocean. It happens, right? Generally astronauts, uh, you know according to their process, it's I'm not sure if they generally land in a barrel land, or they generally land in ocean, right? It can happen, but so that is the starting. It's started very, very slowly, with a historic event. It's something like, you see the background of this whole picture: Sunita Williams landing in ocean. As the world was worried about her before she was landing, because there were some kind of problematic situations or something in the news I saw, because of which she was uh, she was not coming onto the earth on uh, on the expected date or something, right? So there's some kind of frictional uh, and frictional thing associated with it, some kind of worry, you know uh, uh, some worrisome news right before she was landing. So it's something like, it started with a historic event. It started with some kind of bringing life back onto the earth, kind of environment. It started with, but it's a historic event, right? Because so many planets are in this Pisces activation, right? So something like, it is also connecting some kind of other world to earth, kind of, because she came from space the time. So that Pisces, the 12th house, the exit of the world, it's kind of uh, you know it is actually representing not from this earth kind of connection, right? The 12th house. So that's what we saw, that the connection is very clear here, right? And now, how the water is playing a very vital role. See, a Pisces is a kind of border, it's the end. And here I'm seeing in the borders, water is being flooded. And this particular water is also going to clear up a lot of karmic baggages on the earth this year. So this is showing up some kind of heavy purification process. So it's whatever is associated with ocean. It can be, it's something like, generally astrologers in this kind of situation, right? When the Pisces, or the heavy watery sign is activated in a kind of frictional way, they say some tsunami would come, or this is all just a part of the process, whether it is a tsunami or flood, or it's happening in the India and Pakistan border, or this is all a process, as a purification process. and see how the world leaders would be connected here just because of the water. It's just because it's a kind of it's a wrong usage here, uh, you know, because of you know the great water, I can say. So it's really a very huge purification process we are witnessing. So thanks for watching this video. See, we talk about water more and more, ocean more and more throughout the year 2025 April to 2026 April. It's very interesting to see water is playing a very vital role in the process of yuga shift, right? See why I'm very much amazed, because see, in the zodiac we have watery signs, we have earthy signs, we have fiery signs, airy signs, the four signs we have. But how our Vedic rishis just, when the final sign they kept it as watery sign. And of course, it follows a pattern. Ashwin, this Aries is a fiery sign, and then Taurus is an earthy sign, and then Gemini is airy sign, and then Cancer is the watery sign, and this particular order repeats. But see, they in every order also they made water as the final sign. In these four things that I said, water is the final energy. And again, Leo is fiery sign, and then Virgo is earthy sign, Libra is Aries sign, Scorpio is watery sign. Again, water is kept wrong. Of course, it repeats. The pattern should repeat, as everything follows a pattern. Everything is circular. This kind of behavior we're seeing, but in the first order itself, they made it very clear that the ending happens with water, right? The ending happens with water. And in the third set also, Sagittarius, the fiery sign, and then Capricorn is earthy sign, and then Aquarius, the airy sign, Pisces is the watery sign, the heavy watery sign, peaks of wateriness. So they are very clear that this water is going to play a very vital role in ending of something. And we are talking about yuga shift, the yuga ending and starting of a new yuga. And here also how the water element is placing a very vital role. Just observe that. So that's where I am really amazed. It's how much, see, something connected in the granular level is connected in the bigger level also, right? So this particular fundamental principle is still applied, and it is not, it's of course, I am amazed because of the intelligence of our Vedic rishis, but I am not at all surprised that water is playing a very vital role in this yuga shift and the Kaliyuga end. It's not at all a surprising thing. And I am very much sure that water played a very vital role in ending of so many civilizations in the history, in ending of so many cultures in the history, not the other elements, not the other four elements, the panchabhutas, the five elements, right? So in the five elements, I'm very much sure that water is the element which played a very vital role in ending of so many civilizations, so many cultures, ending of uh, so many times. So it's not at all surprising in that way, because they placed water at the end. They connected water with the ending of the zodiac also. So water is very much connected with ending. And even see, after having lunch or dinner or something, people generally say do not drink water while eating, but just finish off your eating and wait for 5 minutes, or better you wait for some 10 minutes and then have water, consume water, have some water that time. So ending, even our body is very, it's very it feels good when you have water at the ending, at the ending of some, you know eating something. So I'm just giving an example. You may feel funny, that with this lunch dinner, this example, but the thing I'm connecting here is how water is connected with ending. That's what I'm trying to convey here. I'm trying to tell. See, as there's water is, because why I took the example of lunch or dinner. We can take any example. We can take any example. My intention here is whatever is working in the smaller level, the same thing would work in the larger level also. That is the fundamental principle that astrology is following. So I want to clearly uh, tell that the principle that water is connected with ending, because that is clearly indicated by our ancient Vedic rishis. That's why they placed the watery sign at the ending. And in every set also, you take 4 zodiac signs as a set, then the fourth sign is always a watery sign, that is the ending, right? So how this yuga end is, you know yuga end is involving this watery element very clearly. And that's where this all the planets are coming into this watery sign, the final sign, the Pisces. It's just ending so many things. As I'm not seeing any great human efforts of playing great music these days. That is ended. I'm telling this, and I already told this in the previous videos also. No great music by humans, but the kind of music that they are, you know, uh, that they're trying to produce in the future by AI or something. It's a completely different thing. But that is of course the beginning of a uh, new era, or beginning of new music, because it's ending. So every end is it after every end you see a new beginning. But we're in the transition of that period. We're in the ending phase, ending of Kaliyuga. And see, I'm really it's see, I'm seeing it every day. They're only prizing the greatness of the older generation musicians, and you know but they're not interested in producing you know uh, great music. The current musicians, it you know previously also, this particular the that particular generation music directors, they used to prize the previous generation's music directors. That happens, but they also produce great music. They themselves produce a very great music, and they prize the previous generation music directors. But now what is happening, uh, they stopped producing something, like they're doing, you know, just as a time pass. It's something like their mind is very much clear on that it's no more great music. Just prize the previous generation music directors, or prize their own music they generated previously, kind of, right? So, and and of course there's fine arts and all these things. There are also this kind of music is also connected with Pisces to some extent. But of course, when you talk about music, we talk about so many moon nakshatras. We talk about a nakshatra like Dhanishta. We talk about, that's a different thing. But this ending, I'm connecting that ending part here. So how nicely is water element is playing its role is really very systematic, right? It even the yuga shift, if you observe, people are worried. People are very much there. They're thinking in thousand ways. But if you see the yuga shift, the way it is happening, it is very very systematic. Every element, whatever energy it is given, whatever kind of influence it has to play, it is playing that much role only. So it's really uh, interesting, and it's it's uh, it's really exciting also. Thanks for watching this video. uh, I will try to post more videos in future. Thank you.